We're back with another Dragon Plus live stream. We're back with another Dragon Plus Dungeons and Doodles episode.
Yay!
Yay! I am thrilled, and thanks for everyone for tuning in yet again for another hour of artistry and mayhem. So, with
mostly
us,
mayhem.
Some artistry. With us this week we have Stan! Exclamation point. We have Adam Lee. Full stop?
Full stop.
I don't know.
Harry Potter word.
Full stop?
Harry Potter.
And Richard Witters.
Esquire.
Esquire.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Esquire.
Yes. If you go back through the episodes, you can watch me get balder. Or watch my hair regrow if you go backwards. Through
That's on the survey of reasons people go back to watch the episodes.
Yeah.
It's pretty high.
I'm not saying it's not on the list. It's just not high on.
This is Chia Pet. I'm your Chia Pet. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look at that.
Check it out.
You are working on a fine one
Slap.
there.
That's the problem of purchasing a high-definition camera now.
Trying to find uses for it.
Oh, I should have had a drawing up there. Like hidden ogre.
And thank you, gentlemen, for joining us again. We have a series of questions that we'll be throwing out for your doodling. And while we doodle, we've got some news and announcements to throw out there as well. So why don't we get started, and we'll just start with the doodling and see where it takes us. So, question number one, and this is not just because I have a vested interest in this brand, but
it might be a little.
but it helps. It helps. With allies like these, who needs enemies? This is apropos of our panel today. Avalon Hill is about to release the Axis and Allies and Zombies board game.
Oh, man, that sounds good.
If you thought Axis and Allies and Zombies was a great combination, what other Axis and Allies games, combinations, etc., would you put into development?
Man.
And as always, we've got some suggestions coming in from the crowd, so feel free to.
Well, what do you got?
Well, Axis and Allies and Dragons, of course. That was,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And Dungeons. A&A and D&D.
Yes. Yes, Axis and Allies, and what should be a new game in development. So,
Okay.
while they are drawing away, we'll again kind of maybe do a little longer welcome to our panelists, to our victims, our artists. Stan, where can we find you these days and keep track of your activities?
I am on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter, all under at StanX, which is there on the screen, I hope.
Oh, there we go. Yes, it is.
And yeah, so that makes it simple. I managed to get that in most of the places I go, or at my website, which is stanx.com, spelled the same as at Stanx.
I almost made a play for Bart.com a few years ago. It was available. But
Really? Bay Area transported the BART down there? They didn't do it?
They didn't
Oh
do
my
it.
gosh.
Either they did it or they had it and they lost it. Axis and Allies and Aardvarks?
Oh man, I like that. I'm struggling here.
Well, then I would suggest.
Are you taking?
No, go for it. I'm still noodling here. Okay.
And from our last Dungeons and Doodles, there's already been a request at some point for a Mind Flayer kindergarten teacher.
Oh, yeah.
So if that gets worked out into one of these questions, that would be great. Well, Stan, welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you on. We were mentioning before we went live, we've got a couple more Dungeons and Doodles that we're going to be scheduling before the end of the year. In November, I believe we're going to look to tie one of these into Extra Life a bit. And in December, we wanted to lean a bit into the Teach Me to Doodle and maybe do a special one-on-one where we're doing quite a bit of doodling instruction for folks.
That would be awesome.
And Adam Lee, I know you've got some adventures and activities coming up in the future.
Yes, I do.
Speaking of Extra Life?
Yes. The Extra Life, I will be running you.
Yes.
And Shelley Mazanovo and Emmett Tenji and Ari Levitch and Sean Wood are all going to go through a perilous mission, which they may all not return. The Temple of Glorb. And this is an adventure that I'm writing for the Rick and Morty comic book series. So it'll appear in there. And yep, so we're going to sort of give you a sort of taste of it, and we'll see if they can survive. But you already have some help from donors.
Yes,
I
I'm looking at your page right now.
Yeah.
So you can go to Adam Lee's Extra Life page, and well, you can either help us or you can hinder us, it looks like.
Oh. That's awesome.
I don't know why everyone always wants to help. When I get involved with that, I try to hinder, because that just makes for better viewing.
You could donate and throw in cannibalistic mutant fish people to attack the players and name the mutant fish people.
Yes. I require names from all my donors.
You mean like Fred, or?
Yes, you can call Fred. You can get as creative or as crazy as you want.
Puns are always a good way to go.
Ponzaro.
You can also donate to insert any crazy monster into the adventure, it looks like, as well.
Yeah. What? Yeah, you can put whatever you can think of in that sucker. Yeah, it's all going to a great cause, and I'm also open for if anybody just wants to donate and come up with their own idea. That's fine by me. It'll either sink or swim. So
nice.
This sounds wildly out of control.
It is madness.
And Richard Witters, we have some dice on the table. I had Greg Tito on last week. We never got to our funtivity that we were going to do, but this is the Dragon Plus live stream, and the next issue of Dragon Plus issue 22 is out now, iOS, Android, and DragonMag.com. It's our lead up to Halloween, but for our issue 23 in December, we're going to be doing some gift guides for the holidays, of course, but also after Extra Life, folks had been sort of donating companions and things along those lines, and so that's why I was bugging you for your Bogie chart.
Oh, yes.
To give some added options for players who might want to add some. So we'll modify it to make it appropriate for publication.
Yes.
But what was your Bogie chart?
Richard is not safe for work.
My Bogie chart is basically, I've used it in games for years. And it's basically just a list of different, I think bogies have been used in other games, a bunch of different games too. But it's basically just a list of random things. So it's like, oh, your character might be missing an eye, or they might have like a pet pig, or they might be like scared of witches, or all that kind of thing. So there's all kinds of just different random things, and when you make a character, you kind of roll a couple of bogies, and you're like, my dwarf has an eye patch and a pet pig. And it just makes it more fun.
I think you were telling me in your game you had one of your players had a companion. Was it was either a ghost or the talking skull?
It was both.
Oh, well, there you go.
One of my players rolled like a skeleton that was following them around, and the other one rolled a ghost. And then Emmy Tangi wanted to play in our game, so we made them recombine the skeleton and the ghost to become Emmy's character.
Oh,
yeah. She was a goblin. Of course. She is a goblin.
Yes.
So if folks want to look forward to that in issue 23, we're going to have Richard's table of bogies. It's got some oddities and quirks, and also we kind of extended the list of potential companions that you might want to make available for characters in your game as well. I had some great options for my Extra Life donation. People could donate to give me a companion, and that's how I ended up with a flump with a mustache and a accent.
So here's a question that I have been pondering this whole time is, do we get to hear what the flump sounds like? Do we get a sneak peek or sneak auditory sample?
I have like one voice. There's the dog, the dog kind of talks like Cookie Monster. And then beyond that, it's not great.
So the flump voice, you're going to go extend your range beyond the dog?
You know, that's a good point. So if there's suggestions,
I think the flump should talk like this.
Give us some voices now, Bart.
I gave you this is a voice I put on. I don't actually talk like this.
No, Bart sounds totally different than.
I have a much sexier,
camera.
deep voice, but then I get all worked up on camera.
Bart's normal.
Yeah.
Sitting around the office, Bart just sounds like, this is CNN.
Very,
This.
Normally it's a Barry White-esque voice, but this is a put-on voice, right?
Yeah.
All right, are we ready with our first round of? Who had a great
packaging? You have
I was thinking. Well, see, since I'm thinking about Shelley, I'm like, I really want to sell this to her, and I want her to want to do this. So I'm trying to give her the visual, like this is what it could be.
You done?
Yeah.
I told you I was gonna. Hamburger.
All right, we've got our first round. So we were doing
hamburger.
But it's floating.
But wait, we got to get yours up on screen before we show Richard.
Okay.
So we've got our first. These are the answers to Axis and Allies and what should be in development.
And hamsters.
And hamster. Well,
that's a good one.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about the miniature giant space hamster from Dungeons & Dragons and why we couldn't do Axis and Allies and Dragons right off the bat. I think it's just sort of a smooth segue in.
somebody had that as a suggestion.
Well, that's
Hamsters?
because that person and I are linked on a cosmic level, and we just have one mind.
They drew it for you. Adam drew that one for you.
This is my gift.
All right. Ready to swap? Okay. Richard had
hamburger. Yep.
It's just a big floating hamburger with a gun.
I'm not making, but it's for Pelham.
Are you? I thought you had lunch already. Are you?
I had lunch. There's when you spend enough time making stuff up, there's that one day where you just run out.
We got lucky enough that it's today?
It's over.
Lucky us.
It's over.
It's over.
That's it.
The honeymoon's over, man.
All right.
Yep.
I got the aardvarks because I thought it was.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and last but not least, we've got the Axis Allies and aardvark. So we do have a nice alliteration with the A and A. So.
And the second he said that, I thought, remember the old ant and the aardvark?
Hey, Ant.
Hey, ant, I'm coming for you.
I'm gonna get you.
Hey, little ant.
Hi, Dad, aardvark.
All right, so we'll float those by Shelley. We'll see what may or may not go into the queue. No promises to anyone, but if any of these games are made, you'll know that they originated right here.
That's right.
Axis and Allies and hamsters. Just saying. I mean, plush toys.
All right. So before we move on to the next question, I think we'll get through 4 today if we're lucky. The next question, I always keep it coy, and I don't know if that works. So we'll give you the question now, and then we're going to ask the viewers in chat for their suggestions. It's almost that time of year again for dressing up as scary monsters. Even in Waterdeep, they have a celebration, Fay Day, where the rich throw feasts and the poorer folk don costumes of their own making. So in the D&D world, what costumes would the adventurers and monsters of D&D don to celebrate? So I suppose we're turning it to you, viewers. If you've got suggestions for, I suppose, a monster that you would like to see in costume, or a costume that you would like to see created for monsters, let us know, and then I'll start.
Maybe like a hamburger.
Dude. That's awesome.
Day of the hamburger.
Yeah.
Like a hamburger with a gun?
It could be like a hamburger. It could be like a
Hamburger with a longsword.
It could be a cheeseburger.
You know what? That's a gun burger.
Yeah.
Does it depend on the country that you're playing? Like, can only the U.S. be the hamburger? Have hamburgers? Would it be something else?
In England, it's a beef burger.
A beef
Yeah.
burger?
And in Hamburg,
Because it's not made out of ham.
Maybe that's what they're fighting over. Who's got the?
In Britain, they don't understand that. They're like, your beef burger's not made out of ham.
So we've got so these are either monsters you'd like to see in costume or costumes you'd like to see for monsters or adventurers. We've got an accountant,
That's both a costume and a monster.
Goblins stacked atop each other to make a paladin. 2 bugbears in the front and the back of a horse costume. Flump, always popular. Lots of Flump emotes going on.
Yeah.
The GIF, also a suggestion here. It says the mods vote Flump for the costume.
Just a GIF?
No, the
the GIF.
the GIF.
The animated.
The
got it.
We're gonna not the. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna
GIF,
spiral out of
no,
control.
No,
with
no,
the
no, I
GIF.
got it. I'm with you. We can stop that.
Kate Welsh will be summoned. The GIF war.
Mind Flayer, and we already had the Mind Flayer kindergarten teacher.
Well, that was my player dressed as a kindergarten teacher.
We've got smart kids would go for treats dressed as a bag of holding. That's very clever.
Wow. Someone out there is thinking.
Succubus dressed as a priestess. A lich dressed as a ballerina. Gelatinous cube gone wrong. It's just a skeleton.
Gelatinous sphere.
No, somebody was donning the gelatinous cube as a just one.
Oh yeah, that would not work.
I would gladly spend an hour of just reading the options that come in there. A mimic dressed as a chest. Dwarf dressed as a mummy. So if any of these are striking a chord with you.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to do the Mind Flayer dressed as a kindergarten teacher.
Okay. I'm going to do a lich accountant.
Oh, awesome.
All right. And
you're going to do a what accountant?
A lich.
Oh.
And Stan.
So I'm actually doing the same thing that both of them are doing. I'm doing 2 in 1 though. I'm doing the Mind Flayer, but I'm also doing the lich. I like the lich ballerina. It's very good.
Oh, okay. Mine's a lich accountant.
So again,
they're probably related.
I reiterate. I love reading your suggestions. So this is for Halloween. It's that time of the year again. The kids dress up as scary monsters. Even in Waterdeep, they celebrate Fay Day, when the rich throw feasts and the poorer folk don costumes of their own making. So these are costumes that adventurers and monsters of D&D might don to celebrate themselves. We've had, yes, Bag of Devouring with a candy inside sticker. I like that. Manchun dressed as Elminster.
We could do the rest of the hour on this. I mean, we may not need any more questions.
Yeah, no. I love these. So while our artists are busy at work, I'll mention a few other things that are also in the works. We've got a special sort of digital Dungeons and Doodles that'll be coming up at TwitchCon. This Friday, we'll be at TwitchCon all weekend, but this Friday at 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific, I'll be hosting with artist Satine Phoenix and from Adobe, Daniel Presedo. So we'll be doing, we haven't announced sort of the tie-in at the moment, but look for some news on that front. And at TwitchCon, we'll be doing sort of a special digital Adobe themed Dungeons and Doodles. And so same with the analog version. We'll be looking for your thoughts, suggestions as well there. But that'll be this Friday, 5 to 6 p.m. on the D&D channel. We'll be live streaming all weekend from TwitchCon. Not only Dungeons and Dragons, but Magic the Gathering as well. And Dice Camera Action will also be streaming on Sunday evening from the main stage of TwitchCon. But we'll be hosting that on the D&D channel, of course. So yeah, if you're in the San Jose area and you are attending TwitchCon, please do look for us at the booth. I believe Pelham will be there for most of it, and you can see what the man behind the screen looks like. Myself, Greg Tito, Jeremy Crawford will be running games there as well. And Satine, of course, Satine Phoenix, and a whole host of other people. Before I forget, I did want to go back, the callback to the Flump funny voice. Lauren Urban had a Flump voice when she was running her game last fall with the Rooster Teeth folks. And it was clever because she was sort of, I think it was a little inhale, and that was, I think I could get 10 seconds of that and then I would pass out from lack of oxygen. That would be my Extra Life participation.
Oh, but we knew him well, and then he passed out.
The Flump killed him.
Yep.
Flumps are that's not amateur hour doing the Flump voice. So
yeah, it's all in. It's all in on the Flump.
A couple more suggestions. I know we're partway through the drawings, but just to throw them out there because I'm tickled as always. Oh my God, would you say a lich ballerina is blight on their feet?
Ooh, you just did.
That's Stabby Rogue.
Stabby Rogue, yes.
But we also had suggestions for black pudding dressed as chocolate.
Oh, chocolate pudding.
Chim Dark Magic dressed as Omendron. A Beholder dressed as a D20. A skeleton trying to compose a face for itself made out of candy corn.
Wow.
Yeah. And so on. And others.
And so on.
And etc. So yeah, is anyone going to be dressing up for Halloween themselves this year? Richard?
No.
I'm sure someone will.
I might dress up as Chris Perkins.
Oh yeah, you had a great idea.
Well, I've got a kiddo. He's either going to be, I think he's got, there's multiple costumes this year.
Really? He's going to do costume changes?
So the way that it works at school, no masks, and you have to dress as a character in a book. It's Book-a-ween. Now these days, just about every character is in a book, so his original desire to be Darth Vader for Book-a-ween was vetoed. So he's going to be Geronimo Stilton. If you're familiar with the mouse, who is also an award-winning writer.
Oh, I approve.
That's a good book series.
I'm unfamiliar with this.
Oh, I heartily recommend Geronimo Stilton.
I'm gonna have to go look that up.
He's a mouse that writes.
Apparently, also is a famous writer.
He's a famous writer. Yes. Yes, it's kind of clever. They do. It's a book for young readers, but not only is the subject matter for young readers, the typography is for young readers. So they'll do a lot of things where words in the page will be called out in crazy ways, colored in crazy ways. Lots of walkthrough map illustrations throughout as he goes on his adventures. So there's my pitch for Geronimo Stilton. And then of course he's also going to be Ninjago, a ninja Lego man, which is also a thing.
That's awesome.
When I was a wee lad, we had Lego and Space Lego, and that was it.
Lego and Space Lego. Well, I mean, what more do you need, really?
We had a Sears catalog. That was the only book.
I had rocks and sticks.
We had a rock.
I had a rock, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Rock, man. I love that rock.
Yep. That rock was...
His name was Rock.
That's a really great game, Rock and Stick.
Yeah.
You have to kind of grow up where Richard and I kind of grew up, which is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then you play a game like Rock and Stick.
Good hill giant name.
Sometimes you try to hit the rock with the stick.
Yeah.
And sometimes you try to hit the stick with the rock.
Yeah, a little harder. That's the advanced version of that game.
Yeah.
And then sometimes Stick and Rock are pals.
Yep.
They're like star-crossed lovers.
I'm picturing like a police procedural with two hill giants.
Yeah.
Two hill giant detectives, Rock and Stick.
Rock and Stick.
Oh, Rock.
PI. All right, I'm done with that.
All right, looks like we're getting close to the answers for question number 2. Halloween.
Yeah. Shboom.
Let's see. Oh, yours is so much better than mine.
Oh no, so mine's the my player dressed as a kindergarten teacher, And
oh, can you slide it? How is
Where?
that?
Up.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Perfect.
Apparently, I'm sitting closer to you from now on.
come on, everybody.
Aw, so how's our kindergarten teacher doing?
So he's teaching the lesson was 2 + 2 = 4. However, because mind flayers just think so much about brains, he just 2 + 2 equals brain. And then he drew it. And then he was talking about a nautiloid and how they beam people down to the planet and get brains. And so the kids are going to go home with interesting stories for their parents.
I like that. He just kind of spins off on his own weird
Yeah.
mind flarian ideas.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of blank looks in class, but
yeah,
what are you going to do?
basic math just doesn't keep his attention
No.
as much as brains.
I had to have the discussion. I was trying. We're doing letters at home. This will be my last Quinn story, but we're doing letters at home.
No,
We're
it
starting to
won't.
identify them in the next 10 minutes. And like, oh, it's A, B, C. I can. What's that? And it's an apostrophe on a
Yeah.
sign. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain an apostrophe to you right now. You thought it was a tooth. Why does the T have a tooth?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually cooler than what it actually is. So I think Quinn has a job.
All right, Stan. Halloween costume.
Well, I like the two
cool.
ideas so much. This was the judge's choice. It's like best of show. With the Lich as a ballerina with leg warmers,
Oh.
and the mind flayer as a teacher. That's really an old school marm kind of teacher.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I think
Pretty.
that might be a flump on her head. I'm not sure. Something just crawled on her head.
I can see mind flayers being into flump. They've got, you
Yeah.
know, they eat a lot of gummy flumps at their Halloween parties. Just
Mind flumpers.
Oh,
yeah.
look at that!
He's
yeah.
like a rich banker,
This is the Lich accountant.
accountant, bankers, accountant. You know,
Yeah.
he's a money lich. He's got a fancy suit.
I like
got
his
like-
tie. I'd
yeah.
wear that tie.
Yeah, it's like a monocle he's got too, and a little
Yeah.
hat. Yeah.
He's like those.
That one's for Bort.
Bort,
Bort.
that guy, not that Bort guy. I like it. I'm going to say that the tie is made out of somebody's flesh because he's a lich.
You
So
can say that, but it's just a drawing.
well, I've said it, so now, thank God.
It's on the record.
All right.
Actually, he looks like a mob accountant.
Yeah, he does look like a.
Well, as Chat says, he's filthy lich.
Yeah.
Damn.
Chat wins again.
Man.
All right,
Oh,
so
that's good.
Man, that was like kung fu right to the gizzard.
I was hoping you'd get it.
So we've got two. We'll have time, I think, for two more, and for both of these, we wanted to again poll our viewers for thoughts, ideas, suggestions, because I just like reading them.
Lay it on us.
So Richard, as our resident Canadian, what was the name of this topic?
A D&D. AD&D, eh?
AD&D, eh?
This was our horrible palindrome.
What do you want to do? Well, we could play some AD&D, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like tribute to Canada, eh?
I want to play a paladin, eh?
You
So-
can, eh? We don't got no D6s.
D&D is popular all around the world, including our neighbor to the north, Canada. We've even accepted such Canadians into our midst as Richard Witters and Tyler Jacobson, who's been on Dungeons and Doodles a few times before.
Yeah, he's an honorary Canadian.
It's
I'm half
Yeah.
Canadian.
Are you?
I am.
Oh.
My mother's side of the family, half Canadian.
And then Stan as well. In honor of Richard's, Tyler's, and Stan's heritage.
And Chris Perkins.
Oh, yes. But yes, and Chris Perkins as well.
We're everywhere.
We got a lot of Canadians on there. But we would like a Canadian version of a D&D monster, a D&D character class. So if there's a Canadian version of something D&D.
I got one already.
Uh-oh.
No, I'll wait for the chat. They might have something better.
Yes, so we've already got some. So your suggestions for a D&D, a wood elf mountie, They're coming fast and furious now.
Oh man.
I'm going to mispronounce this. This is a caribou-barian. Like a,
Caribou-barian?
Caribou-barian.
I don't know if that's a caribou barbarian or like the barian where it was like a centaur-esque, like a caribou centaur.
Right.
Caribou-barian.
Caribou-barian, that's hilarious.
Oh, I love that.
We've got, and Lauren's husband, also Canadian. Flump Hockey. Bob and Doug McLitch. A paladin mountie, an undead moose, a mountie flare,
man.
a moose tar, a were moose, a maple treant.
Love it.
An overly polite bugbear. It was caribou barbarian. It was the
Caribou barbarian.
Yes, a snake. I think a snake, a yuan-ti, and a big winter coat. It's not a maple leaf. It's a faypole leaf. So I guess. Instead of the area of effect spell grease, this one is just geese.
Actually, geese are an area of effect spell.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah, you just come in.
Watch them fly over.
Bacon mimic. Another vote for maple treant. Goblins doing a maple syrup heist. Let's see. We've got a couple of overly polite rogue, I suppose. Let's see. So
what do you guys think?
Oh man,
there's so many good ones.
There's a lot.
I'm gonna do. Should we say what we're gonna do?
Go.
I don't know. It's covered up, but I want to know so I don't double up on you guys again.
Beaver holder.
I was waiting for someone to go with a beaver.
And I gotta give it up for Tim Horton's magnificent mansion.
Oh man, this is a puzzler for me.
This is.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
You do that? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, you're taking one.
I got one.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna do caribou barbarian.
Caribou barbarian. All right, caribou.
All right.
I gotta make a call here.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do something with a moose.
Okay, something with a moose. Something with a moose. And Richards is keeping his mum at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mum's the word.
Mum.
I don't like to share.
So what else should we talk about? We'll talk a little bit more while they're drawing. We mentioned TwitchCon will be coming up this weekend. The weekend after TwitchCon, we will be running our D&D Extra, coinciding with the Extra Life official game day. So we will be running live streaming games right here at Wizards of the Coast, November 3rd, starting at 10:30 a.m. Pacific. We'll do a little introduction, and we'll start off with D20 Dames at 11. Then we have Adam Lee's Temple of Glorb at 1:30, and Chris Lindsay will be running our final game of the evening at 4 p.m. In between the games, we kind of left some half-hour sessions in between. We will have Jordan Comer and Roscoe. I'm going to mispronounce Roscoe's name, but it's Wetlaufer. We'll be running some Dungeon Mayhem as well because it's quick and it'll be a lot of fun, and they'll be raising money for Extra Life through that as well. But wait, there's more. All that week, we're going to be dedicating some further games to the cause. So I know Clerical Error and Learn by Play and others will be dedicating their games that week to Extra Life, all leading up to Gamehole Con, November 8th through 11th in Madison, Wisconsin. We'll have games taking place there that will be live streaming on Friday and Saturday as well. If you go to our Extra Life page, we've got Extra Life apparel now available, designs from Emi Tanji. We've got shirts, t-shirts. I'm wearing one of them now, sort of the evergreen model, but we've also got a couple of water-deep designs with the Xanathar and Gold Dragon on the front. Shirts, hoodies, totes are all available. All WotC proceeds will be going to Extra Life. And if you have been watching Dragon Plus the last couple of weeks, we've had Jeremy Crawford on hand. He has been helping to finish design of the Barrier Peaks powered armor for the alternate expedition adventure that we are working on now. It'll be up on the DM's Guild around Gamehole Con weekend. It's with playtesters now at the moment, and I did want to call them out to thank them for all of their work. Mick Chambers from the Kansas City area D&D Club, Michael Polkinghorn from Relic of the Past podcast. We've got Mario Ortegon from the El Warius Twitch channel, Stephen Wanzer, his gaming group, the Arisian Defense Force, as well as Matthew Dillon Main, Kyle Andrew, Charles Gorin. So thank you all to all of our volunteer playtesters who have been working on the adventure. We've got art that was contributed from Stan, as well as Matt Warren, Max Marshall, Emmy Tanji, Shauna Narciso, and Sean Wood. Maps from Claudio Posas, and a cartoon coming in from Jason Thompson as well. And in addition, we polled our community for Barrier Peaks rumors, I think a couple months ago at this point. And we collected a big bunch of them that we included in the adventure. And the ones we did, we wanted to call out the contributors as well. So look for your name in the credits there. So again, the Extra Life Adventure will be coming out on or around Gamehole Con weekend. There was a question in chat about auctioning off our Dungeons and Doodles, and I sort of stole some of those. So if you go to my own Extra Life page, any donor of any amount gets an original Dungeons and Doodles doodle. Thanks already.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
I'm trying to make good use of these and shamelessly promoting my page. But thanks as well to Jen Roth, Forrest Emerson, Mick Chambers, Ben Carver, Matthew Miranda, and Shelley Mazanoble and Emmy Tanji for my donations as well. And thanks to everyone who's donated to the cause, to anyone page. I know, as mentioned before, Adam Lee soliciting donations for his game that he's running.
You can make their lives more painful.
I was going to say, I'm a little torn promoting your page.
Yeah, it's just more fish mutants for you to deal with. However, I may not make them all evil. You know, cannibalistic fish mutants, there can be the soft, caring kind.
Soft, caring, cannibalistic
They're
fish
like, hey,
mutants.
wait a minute, I want to change my ways. I don't want to eat your flesh.
And yes, I see it going on in chat as well for Clerical Error going on that week. If you donate, I donated to Clerical Error. If you donate as well, they're pulling wild Waterdeep events every so often. The more that is donated, the more frequent these wild events will take place. So again, I know we've said it a lot for the past couple weeks, but it's a cause that we wholeheartedly support and believe very much so here. And thanks in advance to everyone who is interested, who already has taken part in any fashion, whether playing a game, watching the games that'll be coming up, donating in any amount whatsoever. It is all supremely appreciated. Are we ready to showcase AD&DA?
We've got a Hell Moose.
Oh
yeah.
Look at that.
It's a moose mare instead of a nightmare. It's a moose mare.
Maybe it's both. It's two creatures in one.
Well, this is something that actually I'm unfamiliar with Canada. This does exist in Canada, flame-breathing moose.
Mooses, or mises, are real. And sometimes they can be up to 2 to 3 feet tall at the shoulder. And we usually film them so they look bigger. But they're actually they're kind of like cat size
All right.
little things.
But they do breathe fire, apparently.
they do.
That sounds potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
Ill moves.
All right.
Oh yeah. We're warming up.
Yeah.
By the end of the hour, we'll be ready to go.
Caribou berry.
Caribou berrien.
And he's got a can of foaming substance in his hand.
And he's got a maple leaf axe. Look at that.
He's got maple leaf on his axe.
Well, of course, he's got to have an axe. He's a lumberjack.
Caribou berrien.
Yeah.
That's right. What else is he going to do in the off season when he's not being a barbarian? He's going to just make his living chopping wood, like any good Canadian.
That is wicked.
I want to play him.
Wicked cool, eh?
Yeah, we've had quite a few. We've got the GIF in the game. I'm surprised Caribou hasn't made it in.
Oh man, I love that. Is so good.
It's for Stan, too.
It is. Oh yeah.
So he's got like a Tim Hortons cup in his hand, and those are Timbits floating around him instead of beholder eyes.
Yeah. You were getting the deep Canadian experience.
There
here.
you go.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Don't phone it in for the homeland.
No way.
I'm missing. What is a Timbit?
A Timbit are
is that
donut holes that you get at Tim Hortons.
And this is the
They're
currency
better
of Canada?
No, they're better than any food you have here in this heathen nation.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Actually, the other
It's
day.
like a donut hole, only it's awesome, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wicked, eh?
Well,
if you get one with a mouse in it, they'll give you like a free one.
It's a
Aw.
crunchy Timbit.
Yeah.
Or Crunchy Tim, as they call it.
Well, we're in our campaign storyline is in Waterdeep now. But if you decide to set your games in the Great White North of Canada, you might come across any one of these horrible but fascinating creatures.
Horrible but fascinating creatures.
All right, we've got time for.
I want someone to start writing up the stats on these.
Yeah.
Oh yes. If you are willing to stat up any of these creatures, send it our way.
They could get into Dragon Plus. It could be an article.
Yes, that's my Twitter handle. You can find
Yeah.
me Bart_Carroll. Just shoot me a line, and we'll get some of these stats.
What does each
love to.
Timbit do?
No.
Oh, each one has a different.
This is
One's
a chocolate tidbit.
Yeah.
And this is like a strawberry
Yeah.
tidbit.
Yeah.
They only serve those in the spring, eh?
Yeah.
And
And then
I have
one's-
a thing too. If you want to write up stats for Bart,
Yeah.
send them to Bart's Twitter. So
and
that
he'll love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem is that the game caps charisma at
Like 50?
Yeah, so
So, yeah, we're kind of screwed.
I would be terrified to.
You're actually getting into Ben Petrosaur level of charisma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would be delighted to be statted up and embarrassed. But when am I not delighted and embarrassed simultaneously? That's my normal waking mode at all times. And slightly pensive and also gassy. Let's...
Do not pull Bart's finger.
Don't fall for it.
Surprising
Don't fall for it.
I just watched Children of Men last weekend. And I thought
that's a
that
great
was the Michael Caine's farewell. I thought, if you're going to go out,
Yeah.
that was the way to
That's
do
the way
it.
to do it.
So we wanted to make sure we had time for our final question of the week, because it's a special one, because Stan has been on our show. Stan helped originate the show, Dungeons and Doodles. This was his brainchild from way back when.
Yeah.
We finally got it put together, and now we've just been having a blast doing it periodically. And
I am so happy.
we'll continue to do so. But last week was Stan's birthday.
It's true.
He is now legally old enough to drink.
In every
This
planet
isn't-
in the quadrant.
This isn't Coke Zero, my friends.
So first and foremost, we wanted to say happy birthday to Stan. Belated happy birthday. But we also wanted your thoughts and suggestions for how denizens of Dungeons & Dragons might celebrate birthdays. What would a birthday party look like for a particular monster? What kind of present would monsters give or receive? What kind of party games would they play? What kind of guests would they invite to their birthday party? So If you have thoughts, ideas, suggestions for a Dungeons & Dragons birthday in any of those categories, anything that you would like to see doodled, send us your suggestions. There's a flood of happy birthday stands.
Oh, thank you, everyone in the flood.
Taking over the chat at the moment.
Yay.
So yes, so we're asking from the viewers if you have thoughts for a birthday party you'd like to see for a particular D&D monster. Or a game that might be played at a D&D in-world birthday party. Presents given or received. Anything that is D&D and birthday related, we'll start throwing out some suggestions as well. So, I went to a zombie party, but it was just dead.
Boot.
I'm going to throw myself in my Sharpie.
Most monsters, it is probably true. Oh, and this is Matthew Miranda. Thank you for donating earlier this week, Matthew. Most monsters would play pin the tail on the paladin, so that would obviously be pin the body on the flame skull, pin the tail on the Pegasus, spin the paladin. I probably Hill Giant Endeavor as well. Aloe Fiend in a cake. Pin the eye on the beholder. Birthday present mimic. Ooh, this says beholder, but I'm imagining any version of a monster pinata would be.
Monster pinatas.
Pin the tail on a wyvern. Bobbing for good berries. Bobbing for beholders. Oh, a gelatinous cube bounce house. Good. I guess this is more of a joke but good gift for a banshee. Throat lozenges.
Oh, yeah.
True. That would be true. A good drinking game with random potions. Because you never know what the effect might be.
All right, I'm doing that one.
The random potion.
Random potions.
For Mind Flayer or a zombie, a brain cake.
Oh.
I want to do like 4 of these. Let's go. Let's start doing.
Gelatinous cube shots. A merfolk pool party. A Baylor DJ. They would probably bring it. I can see that there as well. So any birthday related things. Flump whoopee cushion. I like it. Do you have a topic that you like, Richard?
Yeah, I'm just doing a crazy thing.
Okay, Stan, you got a topic you like?
Oh yeah.
All right, and Adam, I know you picked
the crazy potion thing.
Crazy potion thing. All right.
Sounds like fun.
Yes. How do you buy pants for a centaur? Do you have to buy them 2 pairs of pants as a gift?
Yeah, or 1 pant for each leg.
I'm not talking to you guys anymore.
Hill Giants playing Spin the Kobold. I could see that. I'm surprised that's not in the official D&D lore. It is now. It's now in the official lore for Dungeons and Dragons. Beholder opening up a pair of socks and trying to feign interest in that.
Man, I just want to give us an extra hour.
Yeah.
Draw more of these.
Yes.
Beholder.
Always much appreciated. Let's see. So while they're you know what? I forgot what I was going to do while we're drawing away. And I've had these on my desk the whole time. So we'll do it really quickly. Our friends at WizKids gave us a big box. Well, that's just one small box, but many big boxes of minis, some of which are on the table.
What?
Yes, they gave us some.
Why would they do that?
WizKids,
they like
so
us.
cool.
And they like our players. So
They're the nicest
we're going to open up a raffle, and I'm going to fill a box with some pre-primed and a couple of pre-painted minis from WizKids. So as an appreciation for folks spending an hour of your day with us. As always, we wanted to say thank you. So we opened up a quick raffle. So if you're interested, exclamation point raffle. And we'll keep that open now until the end of the hour, and we'll send out a nice box of minis for your game. I will say this: if you, some are pre-painted, but many are pre-primed. We've got an owl bear, and I'm not even sure how this works, but it's a pre-primed gelatinous cube mini. So
Pre-primed?
yeah,
Pre-primed with body parts in it.
yes.
Yeah.
So I think you can paint the body inside of it, which would be super cool. But if you do happen to win the raffle, I would love if you painted any of the minis to send us a pic of your finished work. We'd love to show it off. So again, thanks to everyone for watching. We're getting near the top of the hour, so I will mention, as I tried to do, not only thank you to our viewers, but thank you to our followers and subscribers. It's greatly appreciated. Everyone watching the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch channel. As always, thank you to our moderators for doing a fine job. It's much appreciated.
Thank you, moderators.
Yay, moderators.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone who is interested, able to participate in Extra Life in any capacity whatsoever. It goes to a fantastic cause, to the Children Miracle Network of Hospitals. If you're interested in participating, you can still sign up, run games on your own. You can even pick the children's hospital you would like to raise funds for, and there are international options as well. That question does come up from time to time, but there are indeed a couple of international options. Thank you to our D&D Adventure playtesters in the work, and as well to some of the folks that contributed to the adventure. Not only Jeremy Crawford, but we had several of the guild adepts contributing thoughts and material. There's it's Expedition to the Barrier Peaks-esque, an alternate expedition. So we had a cool table of sci-fi flavored trinkets that will be part of the adventure as well. Again, just to reiterate, Dragon Plus issue 22, available now for free, as always, on iOS, Android, and DragonMag.com. We've got some cosplay interviews with folks in the community. We've got some art interviews. Speaking of Tyler Jacobson, we got an interview with Tyler and Cynthia Shepard.
Woo!
And
That's double.
The best
That's a big win there.
That's right.
Because Waterdeep Dragon Heist and Waterdeep Dungeons of the Mad Mage, we wanted to kind of talk about the 1-2 cover punch.
Yeah.
We're looking at Betrayal Legacy with Rob Daviau, and Axis and Allies and Zombies with Scott Van Essen, and some new magic items from Jason Thompson, using magic cards in your D&D game, memorable character deaths, new fiction, and a whole bunch.
And you get all that for free?
We do.
Wow.
We get that all for free. There was a question that came up in chat. Nathan Stewart he's got some crazy Extra Life donations, including to be a guest editor for Dragon Plus. So if you have potential interest in donating to be a guest editor, reach out to me. I'd be glad to talk through the details further. But yes, you would help direct and dictate content for one of the issues coming out in 2019. So that is an option on the table as well. All right. Wow, I think I did it. I got through most of the news and announcements that I had on my little sheet here. So we will be at TwitchCon this weekend and back next week with Jeremy Crawford answering. We wanted to dedicate next week's Dragon Plus Hour with Jeremy Crawford specifically to answering as many of your questions as we could get to. We collect them every time he's on, and we get to only about 1 or 2 of them. But we wanted to make sure we carved out some time to do so this time. I do not draw. But one of these, I think in the December episode of Dungeons and Doodles, Stan is going to come back and we're going to do sort of a Learn to Draw Dungeons and Doodles special. And I would love
trying to figure out how to do.
Take part in that.
Ooh.
All right. Coming up at 3, we'll have Greg Tito on for D&D News and Dice Camera Action at 4. But before we say goodbye, a final happy birthday to Stan. And let's see.
Happy birthday, Stan!
Happy birthday, Stan! And let's see what he has drawn for our D&D birthday party.
We've got spinning the two hill giants, spinning a paladin.
Spin the paladin.
And what are they saying
They
there?
said, "Please use bets." And then it says,
Pandemon.
1 gold on dead.
By the end of the night, the paladin has entirely sucked into his helmet from centrifugal force, and his boots are empty now. But you know, if it's one way to go, it's one way to go.
Oh, if we had more time, I was going to do one of those beholder things. We're out of time.
And my own shameless plug: if you donate to my Extra Life page, we will send you some original Dungeons and Doodles.
Be careful what you drink, people. DM says the potion's out there. Don't drink it.
Oh.
All right, Mr. Lee, what do we got here?
So we got somebody who's really drunk a lot of enlarged potions. And then there's somebody who drank a potion, turned him into a snake, and was a little confused. And somebody drank a potion, made him really tiny. And then somebody drank a potion, turned him into like a bird. Like a cockatrice or something. Bark! Bark! And there's more potions on the table.
Musical potions.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep.
I like that his shoes grew with him, but his pants didn't. Or maybe he was wearing shorts.
Well, yeah, it's summer.
That's true. And Richard, what are we looking at?
Oh my gosh!
Your D&D birthday.
It's a two-headed birthday Ettenstand.
Twice the stand.
Twice the stand.
Yeah.
With the same low prices.
That would be really tough to do a double shirt and an Etten shirt.
Yeah, that middle shirt part's weird.
Bam.
It doesn't look weird. It looks good. Making that in real life, that'd be hard.
Well, I think
designing it, not so hard.
that is a fantastic image to go out on. We've hit 3 o'clock on the nose. And
Bam!
One final round of thank yous to our guests for donating your time today as well. Stan, Richard, and Adam, thank you so much. And of course to Pelham for running the show
Pelham.
here as well.
Yay!
So, thanks everyone, and we'll see you.
Thank you,
we'll
everyone.
See you Friday at TwitchCon for Digital Dungeons and Doodles. Then
TwitchCon.